What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the B&E Breaking and Entering podcast presented by Premium. Got a big week 6 on tap, headlined by probably the two finest quarterbacks in the league right now, Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson. We'll talk about that game in length shortly. Battle of the Beltway. A lot of big games coming up. A couple teams on bye week as well. He's Ed. I'm Brandon. Ed, what's going on, man?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing good as well. Purple Friday in Baltimore.
Okay,
I ain't got
well,
no
we'll see
purple
what
on.
happens
Let's see.
Sunday. We'll
Yep,
see.
for
We're gonna
sure.
get into it. All right, let's get into this opening drive though. Robert Saleh has been fired as head coach of the Jets. Defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich will serve as the interim head coach. Offensive coordinator, excuse me, Nathaniel Hackett has been relieved of play calling duties, and QB coach passing game coordinator Todd Downing will take over those duties. Nico Collins of the Texans has been placed on IR. He'll miss at least the next 4 games. Raiders making a change at quarterback. They'll be starting Aiden O'Connell on Sunday over Gardner Minshew. Good luck with that. Patriots rookie quarterback Drake May will get his first start of his career on Sunday when his teams host the Texans as well. Good luck to them. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson is expected to play against the Titans, while Jonathan Taylor has been ruled out. Hassan Reddick of the Jets has been dropped by his agency CAA over philosophical differences, as there still continues to be a holdout for him trying to get a new contract with the Jets. Excuse me. And Giants rookie sensation receiver Malik Neighbors is out for the second week in a row with a concussion. All right, let's get into the Thursday night game. We had the 49ers beating the Seahawks 36-24. Basically, the Seahawks shot themselves in the foot whenever they could. Geno Smith, he threw 2 interceptions. Laviscus Chenault, he had a fumble that was recovered by the Niners on a kickoff return. He kind of made up for it when he returned a kickoff for a touchdown later in the game, but the Seahawks definitely dug themselves a hole they just couldn't quite get out of. Geno Smith particularly did not have a good game. I mean, he threw the ball 52 times. I wish they were to rush the ball a little bit more. We see that Kenneth Walker only had 32 yards rushing, but give him a little bit more carries. Give Charbonnet a little bit more carries. Get some of that pressure off of Geno Smith because he was not good at all, as I mentioned. Overthrowing people, just not good passes. DK Metcalf didn't have his greatest game. He dropped a couple of passes himself. You saw him getting animated with one of the coordinators on the sideline. After the game was over, he went immediately to the locker room. I don't blame him. But yeah, man, another good win for the Niners. Brock Purdy threw himself 3 touchdowns, but injury bug hit them again. Looks like their kicker that replaced Jake Moody, he went out with a shoulder injury, trying to make a tackle or make a play on a kickoff return. So be interested to see if he's even going to be available next week or if they have to go out there and get another kicker. Speaking of shoulder injuries, Jordan Mason, the Niners running back, he went out early in the second half with a shoulder injury. But seems like the Niners always got somebody they can run the ball with. Hell, they might be able to put one of our old running backs from Lackey back in the day out here, Rockhead, salute the Rockhead. He go out there and give you 50 yards away. That offensive line blocks the way they scheme up running plays out there. So, yeah, man, Niners Seahawks still a good positioning for the Seahawks. They're 3-3, but I'm kind of concerned about that defense. Mike McDonald's made his bones off the defensive side of the ball, but right now that defense isn't really holding up on their end, especially when they got the offense struggling out there, Geno Smith particularly. But what did you think of this game, Brandon?
49ers offensive line. Of course, we get back to the Shanahan days. Those schemes can pretty much run with anybody, and the offensive line as well. Both of them just go hand in hand. If they can't do anything right, they definitely run the ball right. But I didn't see much of this game, but I was following the first drive for Seattle because I picked the Seahawks. 49ers came into the game 2-3, so I kind of figured, they haven't been as dominant as they have been the past 2 to 3 years. So I was like, well, maybe Seattle will win this one at home, short week. San Fran got to travel up the Pacific Northwest. Geno Smith, they went straight downfield, got down to the 3 yard line. He threw a pick. So I was like, yeah, this is how this game gonna go. And I think heading into that game, I think Seattle had won about nine. I mean, excuse me, San Fran had won, if I'm not mistaken, about nine straight over Seattle. Um, saw that stat line, so they pretty much have owned Seattle as of late. But yeah, good win for the 49ers. You know, was something I did see a highlight when George Kittle, I think it was, he scored a touchdown, and him and Kyle Juszczyk, they almost did a Lambo leap type thing there in the Seattle, in their stadium, to their wives and hugged them. So you know things are going good when you can sit back and you got your wives sitting. First of all, they're basically right there in the end zone, and then two, both of y'all can go find them, and they're sitting next to each other, and that's how good they were playing last night. So yeah, shout out to the 49ers. Look like they may be back to what we all thought they were going to be. Some of the guys are starting to come back as well. And the way they ran the ball last night, 228 rushing yards, that's saying something. Still without Christian McCaffrey, like you said, they can just put anybody back there. This guy, Isaac Garendo, I guess I'm pronouncing his name right, number 31. I had never even heard of the guy. So, yeah, good win for the 49ers. Not so good for the Seahawks. We'll see how they go moving forward. It's kind of was like they was on a high. They won three straight, and now they've dropped three in a row. So they got to figure things out quickly there in Pacific Northwest for sure.
Yeah, they definitely do. All right, we got another London game on the schedule. Got the Jags at the Bears. Jags coming into this game 1-4. The Bears are 3-2. Bears are a slight favorite. Pick them right now. I think they're a 1 point favorite in this game. Right now, I feel like leaning a little bit more toward the Jags. I just I need to see a little bit more of Caleb Williams. He's been playing better these recent weeks, but I'm still not completely sold on him all the way. But he probably has a good chance against the Jaguars defense. They're going to be without two of their excuse me, I'm tripping. I'm thinking of the Bears defenders that are out. The Trevor Lawrence, he'll probably have a good shot against this Bears defense because they're going to be without the Bears are going to be without Jaquan Brisker and Terrell Smith are both going to be out, and then one of their other defensive backs, Tariq Stevenson, he got hurt with a calf injury. They're saying Thursday, so he's going to be doubtful to even play in that game. So they might be really thin on the secondary. Look to see if Trevor Lawrence can exploit that if they have other guys coming in for the Bears. I mean, and see if they can get guys like Gabe Davis going. I think Evan Ingram is going to be able to play. I don't see him on the injury report for them. So we'll see how that goes. Tank Bigsby is starting to come on strong. He had a big game last week. They still got 18. I think he's dealing with like an ankle injury or something. So we'll see what the snaps looks like that way. But this is a pick'em game for me right now, just because the Jaguars have been absolute doo doo to start this year. We'll see if another team loses in London, if the coach gets fired for Jags. Bears going to come in there. They're on a win streak now. DeAndre Swift has finally found his way and been playing really well, which has helped the Bears a lot. But right now, it's a toss-up for me. I'm leaning a little bit more to the Jags, though. I think they're scratching the claw and they're caught in a corner right now. Alley Cat caught in the corner, got to fight his way out. So I'm gonna lean towards the Jags on this one. How are you feeling about this one, though?
Predict the correct winner. Well, when the Jags play across the pond, they typically win. It's something about them over there. They could be having the worst season ever, and they win that game or two that they play over there. I'm going to go with the Jags in this one. They have several offensive playmakers that are questionable or either out. Devin Duvernay's out of this one. Ingram and Davis are questionable as of now. Don't know if they'll play or not. With that long travel, that long flight over there. Um, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, they had a really good run game last week against the Colts, but they're facing a little bit more stout defense than the Bears. I don't think Chicago offense will be much help for them either. But yeah, these London games, they're typically sloppy. It's usually gloomy over there. It's multiple turnovers. It's just something about that stadium over there. I don't know what it is, but when that's the case, I got to go towards the more experienced quarterback in that one, and that's with Trevor Lawrence in this one. And again, they got experience playing over there as well. So it's not just Trevor Lawrence as far as um, the quarterback I trust more at this point, but the entire team is used to playing over there in London as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jags at this point.
Gotcha. Before we get started with the next preview, this episode is brought to you by Premium, a CBD and wellness company. Check out their full line of CBD infused products, which make great stocking stuffers for the upcoming holiday season. Perfect for athletes, weekend warriors, soccer moms, and even armchair quarterbacks. They have CBD infused honey, which is a personal favorite, as well as tinctures and mint and regular flavor. Most importantly, they are veteran women owned, so come get some of this sweet temptation and taste the premium difference. Use code B and E for 15% off your order. And now let's get back to our show. Cowboys and Lions are next. The Lions are coming off a bye in this one. Uh, Brandon, how you feeling about this game?
Yeah, man. Two straight wins, but they're 0-2 at home so far this year. Then you got the Lions on the other side of the field. They've won two straight, as you mentioned, coming off the bye week. They've played one road game so far this year, and it's been a win against the Cardinals. You know, the Cardinals a little bit different than the Cowboys, of course. Something's got to give here. Something tells me the Cowboys going to win this one. It'll be their first win at home. I think CD Lamb he'll have his way against that Detroit secondary. Lions have a pretty young secondary which can be a problem. You know, if Aiden Hutchinson, Jack Campbell, those guys aren't getting to Dak Prescott. Um, they did find some success on the ground last week. Dallas did. Don't know how far that will go with them this week because that's really been the only game that they've found success, and of course that was against the Giants. But Detroit's offense, they scare me though in a good way. Number six ranked pass rushing offense, number seven in passing yards, and they're averaging 26 points per game. Um, I think Ben Johnson he'll want to get Sam Laporta going early because I think Dallas has been quite generous to the Cowboys, and he hasn't scored a touchdown. I mean, Dallas's defense has been quite generous to the tight end, excuse me. And Sam Laporta, he hasn't scored a touchdown this year, so they probably want to get him in the end zone. He's only had his highest receiving game this year has been for 53 yards. So, yeah, I'm going to lean towards the Cowboys in this one. I think it could be close. I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit wins, but I'm going to go with Dallas. Who do you got in this game? I know you're familiar with the Cowboys being your division foe.
Yeah, Cowboys coming to the game a little banged up. They had like 11 players on the injury report. Micah Parsons, of course, they're gonna be out with Demarcus Lawrence, who's on IR. Another DN, Marshawn Nealon, he got placed on IR, and it's looking like Eric Kendricks is gonna be out there, starting middle linebacker, and their cornerback Deron Bland. I think he's gonna be out as well. And I've heard that Trayvon Diggs is like dealing with like an injury towards his ankle, and he's been sick all week. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does play, if he's a little sloppy. With that being said, I'm leaning towards the Lions in this one. Um, I did see the Cowboys were able to pretty much stifle the runs of the Steelers last week, but this is a different beast they're going against in these Lions, man. David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs, that's a two-headed monster, like we've been saying. Also, on the Cowboys side of the offense, the rushing game, I think if they're not last, they're like near the bottom of the list in rushing. I mean, Rico Dotto, he kind of had a decent game last week, but I don't know. I like the chances of the defensive line of the Lions pretty much overtaking the offensive line of the Cowboys. And the same on the other side. I think the offensive line of the Lions will be able to, especially with the injuries the Cowboys got on that defensive line, will be able to control the game. They'll be able to run the ball. David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs, I can see them both having good games, both scoring touchdowns. And then open up the play action game for Jared Goff, like you mentioned, Sam Laporta, Myron St. Brown, and then Jameson Williams, who's been a nice, especially really nice down the field, long ball type of guy for the Lions. And in the backfield, they kind of got him as like a jack of all trades, giving them on sweeps and stuff like that. So I'm leaning towards the Lions in this one. Dak Prescott's going to have to play out of his mind and not throw any turnovers, and hope CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson and crew on the passing game get it going for the Cowboys. I don't think they'll be able to run the ball too much, and they're gonna have to play a perfect game. That being said, Jared Goff, I'm looking at his stats. He's only got 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Don't turn the ball over because if you give the Cowboys a chance, they might make something of it. But I like the Lions to go into Jerry World, and they pan to Jerry Jones sitting up in the box like, good Lord, this is gonna be a long game. What the hell I got going on? So yeah, give me the Lions in this one.
Bo Nix and the Broncos, they'll host their second straight divisional opponent this weekend at Empower Field, Mile High, Sunday afternoon. You can catch that game on CBS. Ed, what do you think will happen in this one?
I am leaning towards the Chargers in this game. The Broncos are looking at their injury report. They're going to be without two offensive linemen, a starter, their right tackle, Alex Zuski, I believe. He's going to be out. And then a center, Luke Wattenberg, he's also going to be out. And he was already replacing a starter. Think my guy, Mike McGlinchey, the Broncos put him on IR on week 2. So that Chargers D line might have a little bit more opportunities going against the backups of the Broncos. And then I think just overall, both of these defenses are really, really good. If I'm not mistaken, like the Chargers are ranked number 1 in points against per game, so they only allow 12 points. Then the Broncos are right there in second place with like 14 points a game. So Bo Nix, I know he did get a win over the Jets last week, but it was a sloppy game pretty much for the most part. That running game pretty much took off for the Broncos. I don't know if they have that same success against the Jets, or excuse me, the Chargers. And I really like J.K. Dobbs in this one. I think the Chargers are going to be without Gus Edwards, but I don't know if I'll be too concerned with that. I think Justin Herbert, if that ankle is okay, he can make enough plays, get his guys involved. I like Quentin Johnson the way he's been looking this season for the Chargers too, and I wouldn't be surprised if Hayden Hurst does something. I liked him a lot with his previous team he plays with, like the Bengals. So yeah, give me the Chargers in this one. What about you? How you feeling?
Last 2 games, I think they'll definitely need more than that against this Broncos team. I know Broncos came down to a very close, sloppy win last week, but still, divisional opponents are usually a little bit different. They had a um, offensive explosion though against the Raiders. They were led by Bo Nix, 3 touchdowns. Sean Payton really helped simplify things for him. Um, Los Angeles though, coming off a bye, they got to hit the ground running. Literally and figuratively, they did not. They have not been able to run the ball well the past 2 games against their opponents. I think they barely had 100 yards combined against the Steelers. I can't remember who they played in the other game. So yeah, have teams the question is to me is have teams figured out this Greg Roman run style again, his run scheme, or did the Justin Herbert injury kind of contribute to that? Did they, teams start stacking the box against them because they know, like you said, is that ankle 100%? So yeah, I think LA will definitely have to run the ball on this one. But Denver comes down, they clamp down when it comes to rush touchdowns, so they can run the ball pretty much up and down the field against Denver. But when they get as far as inside the end zone, they're inside the red zone. They're not really giving up a lot of touchdowns on the ground. 3 rushing touchdowns allowed by that Denver defense. I'm going to be watching Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack against the Broncos offensive line. I think the Broncos O line has always been known for run blocking, way back to the Shanahan days, even now. Um, and Bosa and Mack have been quiet. I know they've both been a little banged up. Definitely Joey Bosa. So yeah, I think they'll have some success against Bo Nix. We'll see how it goes. I'm actually going to give the Broncos the edge in this one. I'm just not 100% sure how Justin Herbert's going to play. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen much from him the last couple of weeks. I know he left early against the Steelers as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers win this one, especially if they can get that ground game going with our old running back there, J.K. Dobbins. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos.
All right. As you mentioned earlier, we got Battle of the Beltway. Commanders going up north to take on the Ravens. Brandon, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man. 3 teams over the last 25 years have really dominated rookie quarterbacks. That's the Patriots, the Steelers, and my Ravens. Years ago, even last year, I guarantee a win against y'all, but this year is different. 4 straight wins for y'all. and I think y'all are the hottest team in the NFL. But am I concerned with y'all's defense? No. I believe we can run the ball and get chunk plays against y'all. Am I concerned about your offense? Yes. I know Jaden Daniels, what he's been doing has been special. That's definitely the reason why I'm concerned with him. I think Scary Terry is someone we'll also have issues with as well. I think Marlon Humphrey, he either missed practice early this week or I think it was yesterday. He may have returned today, something like that. I heard on the Ravens podcast early this morning. And then again, you got to deal with Brian Robinson. He's a touchdown machine this year. I don't think y'all will have much success on the ground against us because we are number one ranked rush defense. But I know that Jaden Daniels can use his legs as well. So it may be a situation like that where he get a couple big runs, and then next thing you know, we're up to 70, 80 yards on the ground, which I don't like giving up past, honestly, 60 or, 60, 65. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't honestly be surprised if y'all win for real. I mean, because y'all are just on a hot streak right now. And even the defense, honestly, in my eyes, looks a little bit better. Of course, I'll see it a little bit more. I haven't watched a full game of y'all just yet, just bits and pieces. But when you get a quarterback like him, things just start to look better. The whole team just seems to be um, motivated in a sense, and everything starts to piece together and everything starts to look better. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens, not because that's my team. I just think that one, we're really good against rookie quarterbacks, and two, I think right now we do overall have the better roster. So, yeah, what are your thoughts about this one? Are you actually going to watch this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this one. Uh,
Okay.
You mentioned it right on the head. Our defense. I got more confidence in y'all offense than I do my defense. Honestly, I think y'all can run the ball every play and
Yep.
get positive yardage on each play. So I think that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna pound it down our throats. I could be wrong. Maybe Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne, like you said, a new quarterback, Jada Daniels, got everybody motivated. Maybe they'll be rejuvenated, hyped up over this week. This is a rivalry, low key. I think the matchup right now is like 4-3. Y'all all up at 4 wins. We got 3 wins. But yeah, I just think y'all we're both on winning streaks, but I think y'all really hit y'all groove. Derrick Henry, I can see him getting 30 carries, 220 yards, 3 touchdowns, something crazy like that. And then Lamar doing his thing as well. I think y'all are number one in the rushing attack, and we're number two in the rushing attack. But I just don't think we'll have the ball long enough. I think y'all going to dominate the time of possession, and I just think y'all going to run it down our throats, to be honest with you, which gives me a little bit of bright hope. Y'all a little bit more banged up than we are. I think y'all going to be without linebacker Malik Harrison, your cornerback Arthur Millette, he's going to be out, and one of your D tackles, Broderick Washington, is going to be out. So maybe that'll give us some opportunities with the replacements y'all will have for them. But I'm just hoping it's not like how it was when RG3 came into town as a rookie and he met Haloti Nada on a run, and that was basically the beginning of the end for him. I'm just hoping Jaden Daniels comes out of this game unhurt, unscathed, and we just get ready for next week. But yeah, I think y'all will cover. Y'all are basically a touchdown, 6.5 point favorite. I think y'all cover that. I think y'all just gonna dominate the ball in time of possession. And I wouldn't be surprised if y'all like return a kick for a touchdown too. I think our special teams has been a little shaky a little bit this year, so I wouldn't be surprised. So I don't know exactly how close this game is gonna be, but I think y'all are gonna show up and show out, especially Derrick Henry. I don't even want to think about what he's going to be able to do. But hopefully, hopefully that defense wake up ready to go for this game. But yeah, give me the Ravens in this one, and not that close of a game. But hopefully I'm wrong. We'll see.
As far as returning the kick, our since we lost Devin Duvernay, Deontay Hardy and whoever else is back there, they just aren't as explosive as Devin Duvernay. But yeah, we'll see how it goes for sure. There should be a good one up there in the Charm City. But several other games on the schedule this weekend. For week 5, we got the Cardinals at the Packers, Colts at Titans, Texans at Patriots, Bucks at Saints, Cleveland at Philly to round out the early window, Chargers and Broncos, Steelers at Raiders, Falcons at Panthers in the late window on Sunday afternoon. Bengals and Giants will be featured on Sunday Night Football. Bills and Jets on Monday Night Football, and we've got the Dolphins, Rams, Vikings, and the defending world champion, uh, Kansas City Chiefs are all in the bye week. Ed, which of these games will you be keeping an eye on this Sunday and Monday?
Definitely the Bengals and Giants. Must-win games at this point for the Bengals. They're in a deep hole at 1-4. Looking at the Cardinals Packers game, see how Jordan Love plays against Cardinals. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison do some things out there. Looking at this Bucks Saints game, trying to look at the injury report now to see if Marshawn Lattimore is going to play. 'Cause it's always some funny stuff happening between Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans. So I'm definitely going to be checking that matchup out. And let me see. Falcons Panthers. I got some fantasy implications in that game since I got Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts. So yeah, I guess I'll take a look at that Texan Patriots game in a little detail too. I like CJ Stroud, of course, and I want to see how Drake May does out there. If he'll fare any better against with that O line than Jacoby Brissett did. I mean, what about you?
I have a lot of those games that I'm looking at as well. Bengals, if y'all lose to the Giants, I think your season is done.
Hmm.
Pretty much done, honestly, in my opinion, at this point. Bills and Jets, you got the coaching change, of course, for the Jets. The head coach is out, the offensive coordinators changing, the defensive coordinators getting moved up. It's just all types of stuff going on. We'll see how they perform on Monday Night Football after just coming back from London. Bucks and Saints, as you mentioned, is always chippy out there, and it seems to happen a lot more at the Dome, and that's where it'll be at this Sunday. Which of these quarterbacks will not make a critical mistake is something I think that will help lead their team to victory. You got Derek Carr versus Baker Mayfield. They both have been known for turning the ball over a lot. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. And Steelers and Raiders, it's a classic rivalry. Um, which of these, when these two teams play, excuse me, I always think of that immaculate reception. So we'll see if they have another um, big moment here in this next chapter of the rivalry. Steelers and Raiders from Las Vegas Allegiant Stadium.
All right, let's get into our guaranteed picks of the week. Brandon, who you got for guaranteed pick?
Give me Houston over the Patriots. They're starting a rookie quarterback up there in Foxborough, but a lot of connections between these two organizations. Between the GM of the Texans, of course, came from um, the Patriots years ago, and then you still got two brothers to be coaching against each other. Uh, D'Amico Ryans and Mayo. Yeah, Gerard Mayo. Of course, I forgot his name for a second. But yeah, I don't think that Houston will have any problem, honestly, against Foxborough, besides maybe that New England run game, especially when you got a rookie quarterback out there. We'll see how it goes, though. But give me the Houston Texans over the New England Patriots.
Got you. I want to pick Philly over Cleveland, but every
Ooh,
time I pick against Cleveland, they always get me with egg in my face. So I think I'm gonna go with Falcons over the Panthers. I think the Falcons and Kirk Cousins, he's hit a stride. So I'm gonna go with Falcons over the Panthers. Also, I'm mad that the damn Jets lost to the Broncos with that missed field goal kick and just overall incompetence they played against the Broncos. So give me Chargers over Broncos too. I'm gonna put a bet on that one. I'll do what how many losses that the Broncos got? They got only two losses. So and the Chargers got two losses. So yeah, 30 push-ups on the line. Chargers over the Broncos. Let's book it.
hope your boy from Michigan pulls it off. One Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Before we get off some other sports heading into the weekend, we got a big boxing match going on. Dmitry Bivol is taking on Artur Beterbiev. I think that's going to be a really good fight. There's a UFC fight night happening as well. And in a few minutes, baseball action. The Dodgers and the Padres. They're gonna. This is a the clinching game. They're tied 2-2, so whoever wins takes it all going to the next round. I want to see how Shohei looks in the playoffs. I haven't seen much of him these playoffs yet, but I'm gonna try to check out this game and see how he looks out there. So yeah, man, that's it for our show. I hope everyone has a good weekend out there. Of course, all the people who got infected by that hurricane down in the Florida area, I hope everyone's recovering, and rest in peace to anybody that lost their lives out there as well. Do you have anything?
The Yankees beat the Royals, but I didn't realize they clinched last night, Thursday night as well. And quick shout out to ESPN and First Take and Stephen A. Smith for bringing on Cam Newton to to the show to First Take. He'll be commentating a couple days a week, I believe. I didn't catch the first episode with them today, but I'm hoping to catch something on Monday or one day next week when he's back on again. So yeah, shout out to ESPN for bringing him on. Cam Newton. I know he's been under a lot of scrutiny since he's been drafted. So hopefully that'll be good for him and he'll be successful there.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. I want to thank everybody again who takes their time out to watch, like, and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on X and Instagram as well. Just look up B&E Podcasts, and we'll see you guys and ladies next week. Take it easy out there.